bringing here to testify before this committee. Remember, Mr. Chairman, we have a compulsory processes wherein we determine witnesses, invite witnesses through a subpoena, whether they're indispensable in the effective conduct of the proceeding of this committee. And so I would recommend, Mr. Chairman, whether it be cooperative or non-cooperative, as long as we can, as you have said, mapagdugtong natin yung missing link of the chain of events, whether it be cooperative or non-cooperative, as to them, we should invite them by virtue of our compulsory processes, Mr. Chairman.
Let us also be guided by the desire of the Speaker to end this soonest. Sabi nga niya, one hearing lang, pero I think that is not possible. So we in the committee are looking at 2 more hearings and then we will terminate so that we can already formulate our report, including our recommendation. So,
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, good morning. Yeah, tanong ko lang, yung grant ng immunity, kaninong, other than kaninong request, kaninong decision yan? Because I was, halimbawa,
kay
sabi
Speaker
ng...
po. Kay Speaker.
Okay. But,
we recommend, we vote kung majority will recommend that these people be granted immunity, then we elevate the matter for approval to the Speaker. But at the same time, we also need the recommendation from the Department of Justice, and that is the process.
Kaya tinanong ko, Mr. Chairman, dahil kung sinabi ng DOJ na hindi dapat bigyan, sabay nag-request yung witness, anong mangyayari? Just to clarify. For example, the DOJ does not recommend that he be given immunity, but the witness wants to have immunity. What happens?
Depende
Just a
po,
question.
depende po sa
para lang klaro, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Depende, ultimately sa atin po yun. Pero
dito rin ang, at the end, ito yung last say, yung
hindi
committee
po,
na.
babalik din po sa kanila yan kasi most likely baka magkakaso. Pag nagkakaso, sila naman ang under the WPP, ay babalik din uli sa kanila yan for immunity from prosecution.
Lastly, Mr. Chairman, to be clear, yung immunity, kailangan magsabi sila ng lahat, di ba? Pag merong kulang, pwede na mawala yung immunity.
That is the condition of the Speaker always, that that is conditioned upon him telling the truth and complete at that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
So before
Chairman.
we proceed,
Mr.
may I
Chairman.
just acknowledge the presence of Honorable Bertis and Chairperson Ann Hopper of the Education Committee.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, there is a pending motion to suspend
Before-
the roll.
One last final. One last final.
This clarification relative to the immunity, coverage of the immunity. In fact, this was raised during last hearing by no other than Honorable Lawrence Fortun, and there was a commitment from the Secretary to clarify this issue. And may I read on the page 10 that, and I read in toto. Honorable Fortun explained that he raised the question in the early part of the hearing if the immunity covers statement made by the witness which could be used against him in any proceedings. He said that he strongly feels that the immunity covers only admission or statements that are self-incriminatory. It does not apply to statement made by another witness that are incriminating against another witness. Asked for his opinion on the matter, Secretary Aguirre asked for a few days so that he could ask the State Council to render an authoritative opinion on the matter. So, Mr. Chair, may we be clarified on this issue so that we'll be guided accordingly?
Hindi pa ba natin natakil yan, Kong Bravo? Kasi I think in two disquisitions of former Justice Ching Veloso, parang na-cover na natin yan eh. So, do we need another explanation for this hearing? Anyway, read into the records, read the records of previous committee hearings and you may find the answer to that.
Thank you,
Anyway,
Mr. Chairman.
salamat po. No? So, I think hindi na natin isususpend. More than 5 minutes na yung mga questions. Kanya, I think the members had already gone over this these affidavits, no? But before that, may I ask the COMSEC to make an announcement?
We would like to announce that the Secretariat has opened the billiard hall just across this room, provided with audio monitor for the staff of our House members and of our resource persons. Thank you.
Okay, so may I know if the secretary had already made the necessary request, officialize it, and then whether the secretariat has already started processing this? Sino po ba yung so ito pong 5 ay hihingan nyo ng immunity?
Immunity. Yun lang po siguro 4 kasi meron na si Director Ragos.
Hindi, 5. Sanchez, Durano.
Si Sanchez, we are not yet inclined to give to us.
So hindi kasama si Sanchez. Durano, Arile, Valeroso, and Marcelino.
Opo, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so the secretary, I hope we're ready.
Before we'll proceed, can we hear a few remarks from the head of the PDEA, Director General Lapina, as they are the complainant in this case of Colonel Marcelino, on their position whether or not to grant legislative immunity in the testimony of Colonel Marcelino before this committee.
Yusek La Peña is recognized.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Your Honors. The case is now with the Department of Justice, and for as long as the statement that he will be issuing is pertaining to this case, and it will not affect the case at hand with the Department of Justice, Your Honor, but that will be okay with us.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman,
Please,
we
Your
would
Honor.
like to know if this Marcelino has executed an affidavit. Kasi sa records namin, wala kaming records. Wala kaming kopya sa affidavit niya.
meron ba kayong sinubmit sa amin?
And we are talking about legislative immunity
You are
for
required
him.
to submit to us 2 days before per our rules. No? So, alam ko, Attorney Acosta, you came to my office, you wanted this, you gave it to us, and then you withdrew it. So, I don't know what happened next. No? So, will you please clarify? Kasi I think you're the one really pushing for Colonel Marcelino to be part of this inquiry and now to be given immunity. So you are recognized to explain your points on this matter.
Your Honor, with due respect, I am not pushing anybody to testify. Every witnesses presented and will be presented by the department have voluntarily executed their affidavit before the public attorneys took their oath.
Okay. So anyway,
every affidavit, Your Honor.
please, no? We have heard you. We don't need further explanation. You say that you don't, you are not carrying him. No. So now, Mr. Secretary, may we hear from you, because this is a matter that is required under our rules, and we seem to have not received the affidavit of Marcelino. So we will be hard put making a recommendation on this without us having even seen whatever he has to testify on, and whether this is germane to the purpose of House Resolution 105. So are you still pursuing immunity for this particular witness?
Mr. Chairman, with respect to the affidavit of Colonel Marcelino,